What if all of humanity turned to stone overnight? What if thousands of years later, a genius teenager woke up with a singular goal to restore civilization from scratch using only the power of science? Welcome to the world of Dr. Stone, a compelling fusion of science fiction, post-apocalyptic survival, and shōnen adventure storytelling. Based on the manga written by Riichiro Inagaki and illustrated by the talented Korean artist Boichi, Dr. Stone first aired in July 2019 and quickly carved a distinct identity for itself in the anime landscape. At its core, Dr. Stone is a story about rebuilding, not just of structures and cities, but of knowledge, humanity, and ideals. The show takes the bold approach of presenting real-world science and technology as its main weapon, using everything from chemistry to physics, biology to engineering as tools of empowerment. With its refreshingly educational tone, captivating artwork, clever character dynamics, and meticulously paced arcs, Dr. Stone offers more than explosions and epic battles. It offers the thrill of discovery. This anime doesn't just ask, what if? It shows you how one scientific step at a time. In this deep dive, we'll dissect the story, break down the characters, explore major themes, examine what makes the show unique, and analyze how it's reshaping the way audiences think about shōnen anime. The day the world turned to stone. The story begins in the present day. We are introduced to Senku Ishigami, a brilliant high school student with a deep passion for science, and his best friend, the physically strong but simple-hearted Taiju Oki. Taiju is about to confess his love to a girl named Yuzuriha when a mysterious green light engulfs the earth. In an instant, every human on the planet is turned into stone. Thousands of years pass, civilization crumbles, nature reclaims the world. Yet somehow, inside his petrified shell, Senku remains conscious. By keeping track of time mentally, he's able to count every second that passes, a staggering 3,700 years, until his stone shell finally cracks. Senku wakes up into what he calls the Stone World, a planet devoid of civilization. Using his knowledge of science, he begins crafting the basic tools needed to survive: fire, shelter, food, and most importantly, a way to bring others back to life. Senku eventually revives Taiju, and together they discover a revival fluid made from nitric acid and alcohol. They use this to bring Yuzuriha back, but also accidentally revive Tsukasa Shishio, a high school student known as the strongest primate. Rise of Civilizations, Kingdom of Science vs. Tsukasa's Empire. Tsukasa quickly proves to be a capable but dangerous ally. While Senku wants to revive everyone, Tsukasa believes that only the young and innocent should be brought back. He views adults as corrupt, responsible for the ruin of the old world. Their ideological clash leads to a split. Senku decides to go his own way, establishing the Kingdom of Science with the mission to rebuild all of civilization. Faking his own death to escape Tsukasa's threat, Senku makes his way to a hidden village, the descendants of astronauts who survived the petrification aboard the International Space Station. This becomes his base of operations. The story progresses as Senku works to reintroduce key inventions and systems: electricity, glass, antibiotics, and even communication via radio. His actions begin to inspire loyalty and excitement in the villagers, many of whom had never known about the modern world. Meanwhile, Tsukasa builds an empire based on strength, reviving powerful individuals selectively to help him reshape the world in his image. The inevitable clash between the two ideologies culminates in the Stone Wars arc, where Senku's ingenuity goes up against Tsukasa's might, Treasure Island, and global ambitions. After the conflict with Tsukasa is resolved, the story enters a new phase, expanding beyond Japan. Senku learns of a mysterious petrification device and begins planning a journey to find its origin. The group builds a ship, the Perseus, and sets out to sea, eventually reaching Treasure Island, a location with its own dark secrets and a hidden empire. The island arc introduces new challenges: enemies with knowledge of the petrification device, spies, and a new societal structure. Senku's group must once again use the power of science to outsmart their adversaries, gather allies, and continue their mission to uncover the truth of the past. Science is power. The most prominent and celebrated theme in Dr. Stone is that science is a superpower, not one born from mutation or magic, but from the pursuit of truth, observation, and experimentation. Senku doesn't fight with fists, he fights with facts. His weapons are test tubes and beakers. Each invention he creates is not just a tool, but a symbol of human progress. From fire to light bulbs, soap to antibiotics, telegraphs to steam engines. What sets Dr. Stone apart from other shonen is that it glorifies intellect. Science isn't just background flavor, it's the engine of the story. Every major milestone is achieved through the application of real-world principles, and viewers are taught the why behind each innovation. Rebuilding civilization one invention at a time. The anime treats the collapse of civilization not with despair, but with determination. Where other shows might wallow in the tragedy of an apocalyptic event, Dr. Stone sees it as a chance, a clean slate. Each invention Senku introduces marks a leap in societal development. The story mirrors humanity's real progress over thousands of years, condensed into a handful of years through brilliant engineering. From a survival shelter to full-blown electricity, Dr. Stone recreates the progression of mankind, and it doesn't do this as montage. It takes its time, showing you how each step connects, from gathering sulfur to crafting gunpowder, from forging iron to creating a generator, morality and the value of life. The philosophical clash between Senku and Tsukasa underpins one of the show's deepest moral questions. Who deserves to be saved? Senku's belief is utilitarian and universal. All life is sacred, and knowledge should serve everyone. Tsukasa, on the other hand, believes the old world was corrupted by greed and politics. He seeks to purify the new world by reviving only the innocent youth. This theme becomes particularly poignant in how the show treats its villains. Tsukasa isn't evil, he's idealistic. His vision is simply incompatible with Senku's. Their clash represents a deeper question about how civilization should be built, on strength or on shared knowledge, hope, curiosity, and human potential. At its heart, Dr. Stone is a deeply optimistic story. Despite the bleak setting, the tone is full of hope, the belief that humanity can overcome any obstacle through teamwork and knowledge. Each character in the kingdom of science contributes in their own way. Whether it's Chrome's curiosity, Kaseki's craftsmanship, or Jen's cunning, everyone has a role to play. There's an infectious sense of excitement in every discovery. The show doesn't just entertain, it inspires. Viewers often walk away with a renewed curiosity for science, asking questions and imagining how things work. Character analysis. One of Dr. Stone's greatest strengths lies in its cast of diverse, highly individualized characters. Each character not only represents a different facet of human capability, but also plays a pivotal role in advancing Senku's dream of restoring civilization through science. Senku Ishigami, the genius with 1,000 plans. I'm going to save every last person, with science. Senku is the heart and soul of Dr. Stone. A teenage prodigy with encyclopedic knowledge of chemistry, physics, biology, and engineering, Senku represents the embodiment of human potential. He's logical to a fault, rarely emotional, and laser-focused on progress. But underneath his cool, rational demeanor is a deeply compassionate idealist. Senku is calculating, sarcastic, and highly self-assured. He rarely shows fear, even when faced with death, and approaches problems like a puzzle to be solved with reason. He believes in the power of science to elevate humanity. For him, the goal isn't just survival, but progress, from fire to the internet. Senku's arc isn't about changing his ideals, but about learning how to lead people. Early on, he's isolated in intellect, but through Chrome, Kohaku, and the villagers, he learns how to build trust and delegate. Senku stands out because he's a shōnen protagonist who doesn't fight. He wins by thinking, a rare quality in a genre dominated by physical battles. Tsukasa Shishio, the strongest high school primate. I will create a new world, one free from the rot of the old. Tsukasa is more than a rival, he is Senku's philosophical opposite. Physically powerful, noble in appearance, and ideologically driven, Tsukasa believes that the modern world was irredeemably corrupted by greed and power. Beliefs. He argues that science led to social inequality, environmental destruction, and war. By reviving only the young and pure, he hopes to reset humanity on a better path. Calm, thoughtful, and resolute, Tsukasa is not a typical evil villain. He is principled, even gentle at times, and hates unnecessary bloodshed. Tsukasa represents a return to nature and primal strength. His rejection of science is not ignorance, it's willful, based on trauma and distrust. Chrome, the primitive scientist. Chrome is a self-taught science enthusiast from Ishigami village. At first, Senku sees him as a mere primitive who collects rocks and calls them magic, but quickly realizes Chrome's instincts and curiosity are genuine. Chrome's development is among the most satisfying. He evolves from a naive but eager learner to an innovative scientist in his own right. He begins solving problems without Senku, and his scientific intuition continues to deepen. He bridges the gap between Senku's knowledge and the villager's world. His enthusiasm often makes science relatable for the rest of the group. Energetic, slightly reckless, and driven by wonder, he shares Senku's passion but expresses it more emotionally. Chrome represents the untamed spark of discovery, the inner child of science, full of excitement and wonder. Kohaku, the warrior of science. Kohaku is a fierce warrior and one of Senku's earliest allies in Ishigami village. She is brave, loyal, and quick to adapt, though she often admits that she doesn't fully grasp science itself. Personality. tough and athletic, with a sharp tongue and a strong sense of justice. Despite being from a primitive background, she is quick to trust Senku and defends his ideals with unwavering dedication. She provides physical strength and battlefield capability, often protecting Senku during missions. She also acts as his scout and enforcer. Relationship with Senku, a unique bond based on mutual respect. While not romantic, their partnership is critical to the Kingdom of Science's success. Kohaku represents the importance of faith in science, not blind belief but trust in those who wield knowledge responsibly. Gen Asagiri. Gen is a former stage magician and self-proclaimed mentalist. He begins as a spy for Tsukasa but is quickly won over by Senku's vision and joins the Kingdom of Science as its strategic advisor. Gen is the ultimate diplomat, negotiator, and manipulator. He helps Senku outmaneuver enemies not with weapons but with words. Personality, charismatic, deceptive, but ultimately loyal. Gen loves drama, comfort, and theatrics, but underneath his lazy exterior is a cunning strategist. Gen doesn't invent or build, but his psychological insight makes him indispensable. He knows how to read people and use their perceptions to the group's advantage. Gen represents the soft sciences, psychology, social dynamics, and diplomacy, all essential parts of civilization. What makes Dr. Stone stand out? While many anime offer action-packed sequences, gripping emotional arcs, or complex lore, Dr. Stone distinguishes itself through a rare fusion, education and entertainment. Unlike most shōnen anime, Dr. Stone does not rely on traditional combat as its primary driver. The real battles occur in the mind, in the lab, in the field, and in the face of natural challenges. Each episode introduces new scientific concepts, explained clearly and often humorously. Senku explains everything from how to make soap to the physics of electricity, offering real-world applications that are often historically accurate. Viewers not only cheer for the characters but also for the successful completion of an experiment. Science becomes the power-up of this world, and the rush of discovery is the thrill. This makes Dr. Stone especially compelling for students and young viewers. It's one of the few shows that can inspire someone to pick up a science textbook right after watching. A realistic post-apocalyptic setting. While many post-apocalyptic stories lean into despair and survival horror, Dr. Stone offers a different tone, one of hope and reinvention. Nature is beautiful and bountiful, not just deadly. The ruined world isn't a wasteland but a blank canvas. The characters aren't trying to survive day to day, they're building toward a better future. There's something inspiring in watching a world be remade not with magic but with innovation. Every invention is tied to a tangible goal, reinforcing that knowledge is power and that it's accessible to anyone with curiosity. The show frequently shifts between dramatic shading for intense scenes and cartoonish absurdity for humor. This dual tone is part of its charm, allowing it to balance epic stakes with laugh-out-loud comedy. Innovative story structure. Dr. Stone progresses like a crafting simulator or a civilization-building game. Each arc introduces a new goal. Invent glass, build a steam engine, construct a ship, discover a new land. This structure gives the series a natural momentum. Each level up feels earned. Watching the characters work through steps, encounter setbacks, and succeed is incredibly satisfying. It's science with stakes, which is a rare and refreshing change in anime storytelling. Balance of humor and tension. Even in serious arcs, Dr. Stone never loses its humor. From Senku's smug catchphrases, 10 billion%, to Gen's dramatic antics, the show expertly balances tension with levity. This helps make complex topics more digestible. Laughter creates breathing room between lessons and drama. The contrast between the technologically advanced society of the past and the primitive world of the present creates a compelling backdrop for reinvention. The show doesn't depict this world as bleak but beautiful and full of potential. From a storytelling perspective, the Stone World serves as both a stage and an obstacle. Senku must constantly work against the limitations of his environment to rediscover lost technology. Why you should watch or rewatch Dr. Stone. If you want an anime that teaches and entertains, this is for you. By ideals, not power levels, this is for you. If you believe in human potential, even in the darkest times, this is definitely for you. You have a nice day and you take care of yourself.